Here's chapter 7 study guide. So as I'm doing this, just check your answers if you have questions asked. It's not, so you just go back to sleep. All right, so the first questions here, all you're doing is you're going to add your exponents. So in this case, take 8 plus 3, and the bottom you don't do anything with the bottom. Now you're asking yourself, where do you have more 7s, top or bottom? You have more 7s on top. And to do it, you have 9 more. Now, if you took 7 to the 9th power, you're going to get a really big number. So I don't think he told you not to worry about it.
No.
Did he actually?
He already gave us the answers.
I know. Did he just say 7 to the 9th power?
Yeah.
Okay. So the second one here. Okay, here, a couple different ways of breaking this up.
64.
We're not there yet. Just wait, Sparky. So you have 8 to the 5th on the top. On the bottom, since you're taking 8 to the 3rd power, it's going to be 8 to the 3rd. So where do you have more 8s, top or bottom? Top. You have 2 more. Now in this case, you're not going to get a really big number, so you can actually square that. Okay, here, what I would do here is I just write it all as one problem. So you're going to take 2 to the 3rd times w to the 3rd power over v to the 3rd times 6w to the 3rd. So I would just write them all together. So here you want to simplify everything. So you're going to take 2 to the 3rd power, which gives you 8. 3 to the 3rd power, you're going to multiply that. That's going to give you w to the 9th. At the bottom here, you have 6, w to the 3rd, v to the 3rd. So with the 8 and the 6, you want to see, sometimes when you get that, you want to see if you can divide the smaller number. So you can't take 8 divided by 6. You're going to get a decimal, so that doesn't work. So in this case, what you're going to do is you're going to divide both by the same number, which in this case would be 2. So 8 divided by 2 is 4. 6 divided by 2 is 3. Where do you have more w's, top or bottom? Top.
Huh?
Top, right? You have 9 here, you have 3 here.
Oh, I thought 9 was like...
And then you don't have any v's, so that just stays the same. So what you do next is you just write what you have left. So you have on top, you have 4 w to the 6th. On the bottom, you have 3 v to the 3rd. Okay? With these, the next problem, basically all you're doing is you're going to multiply your big numbers and you're going to add your exponents or little numbers. You're going to take negative 6 times 3, which gives you negative 18. You have a to the 7th and a to the 3rd, so you add those two up. 7 plus 3 is 10. Then you take your 4 and your 5 and you add them up. You get 9. Okay? Good with that? Okay. Now with this next one, what you're going to do is you're just going to take everything to the 8th power. Or you're going to take, I would do these two first. You're going to do that 8 and the 2. You take 8 times 2. Oh, sorry, the board sucks. And you get to the 16th power. Now, you can break that down, but I think since it's such a big number, you don't have to worry about it. So you just leave it like that? Okay. So you can just leave it as, I'll write it a little bit better. K plus 2 to the 16th power. Now here, you take your 5s, you're going to add your exponents. Remember, even though there's not a number here, you got to count that as 1. So you're right. 8 plus 1 is 9. 9 plus 11 is 20. So it's going to be 5 to the 20th. Okay? So here for number 7, you're going to take W to the 4th. You're going to have W on the top. So it's going to be W to the 10th on the top, W to the 6th on the bottom. So you just subtract. Where do you have more W's, top or bottom?
Top.
Good. So it's just going to be W to the 4th. So for number 8, what I like to do with these is kind of break them up a little bit. So you actually have 8a to the 8th to the 4th power on top, 2 to the 4th, and then b to the 4th on the bottom. So what you're doing, take 8 times 4, you get 32. 2 to the 4th power is 16. And b to the 4th is just written as b to the 4th. So there's your answer there. Number 9. This one, you're just going to take a to the 4th, b squared to the 4th power, b squared over a squared. Now I'm you can combine that all in one step. I'm just writing it out so you have more than just trying to break everything down. 2 to the 4th power is 8. Now I would just write them all as one line. You have b squared and a squared. So where do you have more a's, top or bottom?
Top.
Top, good. You have 2 more. 2. You have 2 more a's up there. You have 6 more b's on the bottom. So if you're going to write that as an answer, you just write down what you have left. And you have a squared over b to the 6th. Got it?
Will you be here tomorrow?
Yes.
Someone's calling you.
That's okay. They'll get over it.
Why is that like ringing?
I turned it down so no one would bother me. Okay, so for number 10, you're going to take all of these to the negative second power. So there's a couple different ways of doing it. Anytime you take, I'm just going to rewrite it to begin with. So you have 2 to the negative second, j to the negative second to the negative second, and h to the third to the negative second. So anytime you have the number, just a number, not the exponent, to the second power, negative second, you're going to write that down below. So 2 to the negative second, you bring it down, make it 2 to the second. 2 times 2 is 4. That make sense? Now you multiply. Negative 2 times negative 2 is 4. Since it's positive, that j to the 4th will stay up top. 3 times negative 2 is negative 6. So anytime you have a negative exponent, you make it positive and bring it to the opposite. Got it? Okay. So let me this down a little bit. So this is just like kind of one we have done a little bit before. So with this, you want to ask yourself, you want to divide these by the smaller number and see if you can do it. You can divide them both by 5. So 5 divided by 5 is gone. 15 divided by 5 is 3. Where do you have more x's, top or bottom? How many more?
2.
Good. So So it's going to be to the second. That's gone. Where do you have more z's? Well, y's you don't have it. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, you have 3 more at the bottom. My bad. Now with the z's you have the same, right? They cancel out. Perfect. Good job. So now you're going to write down what you have left. So at the top, all you have is x squared. At the bottom, you have 3y to the third. Okay? Okay. With this one, you're going to do the same thing. So you're going to write down everything to the third power. So it's going to be 2 to the negative third, x squared to the negative third. Okay, the bottom is going to be 3 to the negative third, and x to the fifth to the negative third. So now you just take your numbers. Now remember, like we said before, if these are negative, they go to the bottom. So the 2 to the negative third is going to go to the bottom, which is 8. 3 to the negative third is 27. Since it's negative, you flip it. 2 times negative 3 is negative 6, so the 6 is going to go on the bottom. 5 times negative 3 is negative 15, so you're going to bring that up. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, 27 and 8, you can't divide that by anything. Yeah, so you just leave it. So where do you have more x's, top or bottom? How many more?
I know that.
9, good. So that eliminates that. So what we have here is 27 x to the 9th over 8. Okay? 13. Anything to the 0 power is 1. Okay, so it's just 1. That's all your answer. All right. So with this, he told you just to put in your calculator.
Yeah.
Did he show you how? You know how to do it? Do the calculator?
Yeah, I don't.
Okay, so.
Well, I mean, I know how to do the graph.
Okay, so I'll show you everything else.
Like that.
Yep, so you're going to clear all that out. So what you're going to do is you're going to put this in your calculator. So what you're going to do here is you're going to go to the YX button. Okay, so you have this YX button. You're going to push it. It's going to give you a series of lines, right? Okay, perfect. So you're just going to put in exactly what you see here. So you're going to put in 9 parentheses 1/3. Then you're going to hit caret. So I'll show you.
But this is what 2x.
Oh, he did y equals 2. Oh, that's nice that he changed it. Didn't tell me. Is that 14? Okay. So on yours, y is equal to 2x. So in your calculator, all you're going to put in is you hit that yx, and you're going to put in 2 caret. So there's like a caret button that looks like this,
Yeah.
and hit x. Okay, so put that in your calculator.
Like this.
Yes.
And enter.
Then hit enter. Okay, so then to complete the table, you're going to hit second table. Okay, so second table for 14 here. To complete the table, you're just going to hit on your calculator second, then table. So then you're going to enter that information here. So -2 in your calculator is going to say what? It's going to say, if you scroll up to -2, it's going to be 0.25. Okay? And then -1, smaller. 0.25. Negative 1 was what?
0.5.
0.50 is?
1, 2,
Okay.
4.
Okay. So when you do this, next thing you want to do is you want to graph it. So to graph it, you're just going to hit graph. Okay, so everything in orange here, Emily, is what you're going to hit on your calculator. So hit the graph button. That is, my bad, for this down here. Okay? So when you hit the graph, what's the graph look like? So it's going to turn right real quick. So you don't have to be exact, but you want to be close, and it's going to come here and go up like that. Okay? Got that, Emily? Okay. So they're going to ask you a bunch of questions now. Okay, and a lot of it depends on what your graph looks like. Okay, the domain, most of the time, the domain is going to be all real numbers. The domain's never, that's always usually going to be your answer. So you can write out all real numbers, or if they show you the fancy R thing you make, that means all real numbers. Just math people trying to be cool, which usually doesn't work. Now the range, that's your Y. So you're going to look at the graph. And if you look at your graph, and my graph isn't great, but it's like it's real close to the x-axis, but it never touches, right? So it's going to be greater than 0. So it's anything bigger than 0. I think they probably want you to write that like, how do they put it? 0,
0 to infinity.
0 to infinity. They put 2.
No, an arrow.
Arrow. And then, yeah, that sideways 8, that just means infinity. And basically all that means is it's bigger than 0. I think if you put bigger than 0, it's the same thing. Okay? Now the y-intercept. To find the y-intercept, just find out where x is equal to 0. Okay? So, if you go back to your table or see where you filled it out, this is going to be where x is equal to 0, which you said was 1. Now the asymptote. The asymptote pretty much just tells you where it doesn't touch. All right, so if it's like this one, it gets real close to the x-axis, but it never touches. So your asymptote would be the x-axis, or what else do they say? X equals 0, something 0? Y equals 0? Okay. So I think if you put x-axis, you're going to be fine. If they count that wrong, tell me and I'll go check someone.
Okay.
Okay. Huh? Oh, you see that one? Yeah. Since it's going up, okay? So, next question here is a interest question. The interest question is very simple as long as you remember your formula, which is I equals P R T. Okay? I'll tell you. This is your P. This is how much money you put in. That's the principal. All right? This is your rate. Now, the thing with the rate is you have to put that into a decimal form. So to do that, you've got to move that 6 over 2. So it's actually going to be 0.06. Make sense? Mm-hmm. T is your time. That comes in later. Okay? So, writing a function, basically all they're asking, this is a big way of saying, write an equation for it. All right? So, it's going to be 400 times. Now, we do the rate, since it's, I don't think they get into growth, it's 1 plus that rate. Okay, so it's going to be 1.06. And
4.
Is it to the t power or is it?
That's 4. Oh, what we're doing now.
Yeah, it's to t. So Yeah, and what you're saying is the next question is, well, what goes next? Okay, how much interest was earned? All you're going to do then is you're going to plug in that formula, and instead of t, you're going to put 4. Okay, and when you do that, you get $504.99. Right? Okay. Comprende? See? Huh?
Yep.
Here. All right. Now with these, and you guys might have a better
We
example.
don't have 23.
You don't have 23. Do you have this one?
We have 21.
You have 21 and 22?
Yeah.
Okay. So did they tell you just as? Did they tell you just to? Okay, they had you do it. So since 21 is going down, that is going to be a decay. It's getting smaller. Now, how did they tell you how to figure out the equation?
I have no clue. I just
Okay,
went to the answer.
okay. And I will check how to do that. Okay. If you have a question, just let me know. I will figure that out. Okay. I would say the big thing is that's decay. The other way is growth. Okay. And here is y equals 5x. Now you said you don't have this one?
We have 23 or 24.
You don't have 23 or 24?
No.
That's good. 23 and 24. That's pinky. Did you have this one?
Nope.
That was it.
I only went to 22.
Only went up to 22. So there you go. As always, if you have questions, make sure you ask your teacher or email me.